You clicked on this video because you want to know how you can buy Bitcoin in Canada before the 2024 Bitcoin halving. And if you didn't understand what I just said, not to worry, the Bitcoin halving is an event that occurs every 210,000 blocks mined on the Bitcoin blockchain, which happens to be roughly every 4 years. And this event reduces the rewards that miners receive per block mined by half. So this event is coded right into the Bitcoin blockchain itself and is designed really to control the supply of Bitcoin and maintain its scarcity as a digital asset, which historically has proven to massively affect its value in the open market. In fact, we can clearly see the impact each Bitcoin halving has had over the last decade and a half on this chart right here, where generally 6 to 12 months after the event takes place, the value of Bitcoin has dramatically increased. The first halving in November 2012 led to an increase in value from around $12 per coin to $1,150 per coin, an increase of approximately 9,500%. The second halving in July 2016 led to an increase in value from around $650 per coin to over $20,000, which is an increase of approximately 3,000%. And the third halving in May of 2020, the most recent one, led to an increase in value from around $8,500 to $64,000 US, an increase of approximately 650%. Now, this isn't to say that the exact same effect will necessarily take place during the next halving event. However, with Bitcoin values having recently increased, bringing it back into the limelight a bit, well, I wanted to make a video that clearly explains a step-by-step guide on how to buy Bitcoin as cost-effectively as possible. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoy the value of today's video and sub to the channel. We're trying to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. Let's make this happen. Alright, now before diving into the steps required to actually acquire Bitcoin, let's first quickly understand what it even is and why it has any value in the first place. So Bitcoin is a digital currency that was created back in 2009, and it's a decentralized currency that allows peer-to-peer transactions without the need for a central authority like a bank or government to act as an intermediary. Now, Bitcoin can theoretically be used to buy goods and services, although no one really does, at least not for now, and it can also be traded on exchanges like any other traditional currency. But what's made Bitcoin retain an increase in value so dramatically over the years has been its key value characteristics that include the following. One of the main drivers of Bitcoin's value is its scarcity. So unlike traditional fiat currencies, which can be printed by central banks at will, as we've seen over the past couple of years specifically, well, there is a hard cap on the total number of Bitcoins that will ever exist. There can be other cryptocurrencies with a basically unlimited supply, but for Bitcoin specifically, 21 million is the coded in cap, coded in right on the blockchain, which is estimated actually to be reached by year 2140, although the supply will dramatically slow down over the coming decades. And this scarcity helps to give Bitcoin its value, as it's a finite resource that cannot be inflated away like the Canadian or US dollar. Bitcoin's value is also influenced by the broader economic and geopolitical landscape. So in times of economic uncertainty, like we have once again seen over the past couple of years, well, investors may turn to Bitcoin as a sort of hedge against inflation and other economic risks. Similarly, in countries with unstable or restrictive monetary policies, well, Bitcoin can provide an alternative way for people to store and transfer wealth without relying on traditional financial institutions. Moreover, the price of Bitcoin can be highly volatile, and it is influenced by a wide range of other factors, including supply and demand, investor sentiment, regulatory developments, and other technological innovations. For instance, positive news coverage or new adoption by major companies can drive up demand and increase the price of Bitcoin, as we've seen with Elon Musk, Tesla, and Square, while negative news or regulatory crackdowns can lead to a decrease in demand and lower the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So that's a little rundown on what Bitcoin is for those who haven't turned on any financial news over the past 5 years. Let's now jump into the part you've all been waiting for, being how you can acquire and store your Bitcoin for free in Canada. Okay, now this might actually be a surprise to some considering the fact that this is a digital currency, but the first step to buying Bitcoin is to set up what's known as a digital wallet. In this case, a wallet is a digital storage device that allows you to store and manage your Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Now, there are several types of crypto wallets available, including software wallets, hardware wallets, and online wallets. Software wallets are applications that can be downloaded and installed on your computer or mobile device, while hardware wallets are physical devices that store your Bitcoin offline, right? Off the internet. They usually look like a USB stick, sort of like this. But for anyone just getting into buying a little bit of Bitcoin, we'll be using a software wallet for this guide. One of the most popular software wallets in Canada is called the Exodus wallet, which is also the one I've personally been using for several years now. It's a completely free wallet to use that supports Bitcoin and dozens of other cryptocurrencies. It's really straightforward to use and allows you to retain your own wallet keys, which is absolutely critical and essential if you're serious about security. We've seen this too many times over the past couple of years where crypto exchanges, for example, have either frozen user assets or simply gone bankrupt, losing millions of dollars in investor capital along the way. Just remember that when you hold your Bitcoin on an exchange, you are essentially trusting a third party to hold and manage your funds for you. And so if that third party ever gets hacked or goes bankrupt, or just simply decides to run away with your funds like we have unfortunately seen, you could unfortunately lose all of your Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So really just by holding your own keys, you eliminate that risk and ensure that you have full control over your own funds at all times. Okay, so to set up an Exodus wallet, here are the steps that you'll first need to follow. If you're on your phone, go to the App Store and search for Exodus and click download to download the wallet application onto your phone. Then install the wallet on your phone and go through the process of creating a new wallet. Don't forget to write down your recovery phrase and 15-word passcode. This phrase is super important because it's the only way that you could ever actually recover your wallet if you end up losing your password or your device. It's really that simple though. Once your Exodus wallet is set up, you can start buying Bitcoin on an exchange and then sending it over to your Exodus wallet, which we'll be covering right now. By the way, I'm not affiliated with Exodus at all. This is just a platform that as a user myself, I've enjoyed using over the past couple of years. So I wanted to share this with all of you as well. The next step in the process is to choose a crypto exchange where you'll be buying your Bitcoin. And a crypto exchange is essentially the exact same thing as a stock market exchange, except it has cryptocurrencies that trade on it rather than stocks, ETFs, and other types of more traditional financial securities. Now, there are several crypto exchanges in Canada that you can choose from, including Newton, Coinberry, BitBuy, and ShakePay. But for this guide, we'll be using Newton as an example because it's the platform I personally use when buying and selling Bitcoin, because it's a Canadian-based exchange that allows you to buy Bitcoin in Canadian dollars for among the lowest overall fees in Canada, which I actually determined myself in a previous video that I made on the channel when comparing all of the top Canadian crypto platforms head to head. So to set up a Newton account, it's also extremely simple. You'll want to follow these steps. Once again, go to the App Store on your phone and download the Newton app in this case. You will need to provide some personal information, including your name, email, address, and phone number, along with verifying your identity by providing a photo of your government issued ID and a selfie of yourself holding your ID, which is now required, by the way, by the Canadian federal government. So this isn't just Newton, all the platforms will do this as well. And then once your account is verified though, well, at this stage, you can start buying Bitcoin. By the way, if you sign up to Newton using the top link down below in the description and you trade $100 worth of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, you will get $25 for free. So definitely take advantage of that promo if you're interested. Once your Newton account is funded, well, the next step in the process, of course, is going ahead and acquiring some Bitcoin, which is made really simple using Newton. All you need to do is navigate over to the buy sell tab within the application, which is the round circle in the bottom middle. That's going to bring you to the buy page where you can select any cryptocurrency. In this case, we would go with Bitcoin, and you can select how much of the amount that the Canadian dollars are in your account how much of which you want to utilize to purchase Bitcoin in this given moment. If you were to say use the maximum amount, well, this is going to give you an estimate amount of how much Bitcoin you would be able to buy at the current market price. And it's really as simple as that. From there, all you need to do is click buy and it will execute the order for you and you have just purchased some Bitcoin. And finally, once you've successfully purchased some Bitcoin on Newton or really any other exchange of your choice, well, again, you'll want to make sure you're sending it away from the exchange because it is not controlled by you in that case. Rather, it's what's known as a custodial wallet that is controlled by the exchange, right? Again, if you don't have any keys to access your wallet, if something happens to the exchange, that is a situation you don't want to find yourself in. From there, you'll want to immediately withdraw your Bitcoin to your Exodus wallet, which you do control the keys for. It's really important to remember that, and this is very straightforward within Newton. All you need to do is navigate to the withdrawal section and paste your Exodus wallet address right into the destination address within the withdrawal section of Newton. Typically, this takes around 10 to 30 minutes, and the Bitcoin network fees are completely covered by Newton, which is an awesome feature in my opinion, saving you money on fees where I've seen other exchanges charging for. Taking a final look at some charts indicating halving timelines here, we can clearly see that Bitcoin prices, they tend to surge anywhere from 6 to 12 months after each one of these halving events takes place. That's something to consider as Bitcoin's price is still quite low relative to previous highs and what many are expecting the digital assets price to reach in 2024. Ultimately, whether or not this happens again is yet to be determined, but keeping even a small percentage of your overall investment portfolio, say in the, let's say 5% range, allocated to Bitcoin specifically, this is something I personally believe to now be essential in the current market environment. Make sure to remember to sign up to Newton using the top link down in the description and trade $100 or more of Bitcoin to get a $25 sign up bonus. Thanks all for watching. I hope this video was of value to you. Drop a like and I'll see you in the next one.